Hi Aries, this is your general reading for the month of November 2018. Please keep in mind this is a general reading, so it may not entirely resonate with everyone. You can also check out my videos for your sun, moon, and rising signs. And also if you want to know what's going on as far as your life trajectory or your life's purpose, check out the sign that corresponds to your north node. Okay. So also just a little disclaimer, sometimes I do swear, especially if the spirits are feeling extra salty. And I also burp. It's a sign that I'm channeling and the energy has to come out somehow. But I try to keep the sounds to a minimum. Okay, so some cards already fell out and we have the King of Pentacles, which could be an earth sign that you're dealing with, possibly a man or anyone I feel who's in a position of power. This is someone with this card. There's only two cards in tarot where a man has on the leg armor, which means that he's seen battle. This is someone who's fought for his position. He's fought to be where he is. So it could be someone who, what I'm hearing is an embittered old battle axe. It's somebody who is maybe a little bit obstinate, someone who's a bit stubborn. Not unlike you, Aries. Aries is my rising sign, so please keep in mind any criticism I may deliver to you, I'm also delivering to myself. But I know a lot of Aries. I've known a lot of them in my life. So you guys are certainly some fiery ones. So it could even, but I feel like with this, it just could be an earth sign. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, it could be somebody, or just someone who's stubborn, someone where you guys are really clashing, maybe a Taurus, because I'm getting like the ram and the bull butting heads. You guys are locking horns and it is not going well. And it could even be either you or this other person was lying. A liar. If it's you guys, your spirit guides are calling you out tonight. So this usually is about someone who's stealing something, someone who's being underhanded. Now, another way to interpret this card a lot of the time is someone who's non-traditional, but I feel like in this case, it could be someone who you thought was sneaky, cunning, someone who just wasn't on the up and up, someone who wasn't forthright with you. And because of that, you got some heartbreak. So this could go a couple different ways. What I'm mainly hearing with this card is deception. So it's somebody who wasn't fully honest with you, and you're feeling resentful about that and sad because I feel like there's a part of you that really respected this person or liked working with them. There was something about them that you liked. And the fact that they were underhanded and sneaky, you're like, dude, you didn't have to be that way. That wasn't necessary. So I think part of this for you is letting that go over time. Right now you're still in this heartbreak phase with whatever that is. So it could also just be an ending of some sort, however that relationship was, whether this was a work partner, a romantic relationship, friendship, a family member, whatever it was. But I feel like the energy around it is that you haven't had this person in your life for very long. It feels like someone you didn't know entirely well, and maybe that's part of the issue is that you're kind of kicking yourself. You're like, should have known better. But it's somebody new, so you had that new energy and that excitement. Especially I feel like this also applies if it's a work scenario, because I feel like you guys you're kind of seeing the possibilities there and you're disappointed that it didn't work out. But so this could be you. But I feel also for you, Aries, yeah, it feels like a person to be working with. It doesn't feel like you. It could be another fire sign, another Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or it could just be someone who is a really good communicator, maybe a Gemini, somebody who is creative. I'm hearing opportunistic. Somebody who's a little bit on the quiet side, I feel. Someone who's a little bit shy. So you're not entirely sure if you can trust them. So I feel like this is another scenario. But whoever this person is, you're still coming off of what happened with this person. So when you have this person in your life, you may be thinking, can I trust them? You know, this person, let's call her she, but doesn't necessarily have to be female. You know, she's quiet, she's reserved, she seems to have ideas, she seems to have opportunity, but I don't really know if that's going to go anywhere. I don't really know what's going to come of that. If she's the person I should be working with, dealing with, being in a relationship with. Well, it looks like the answer is no, because you got the Two of Cups in reverse. Now, the other thing that this could just be saying, because obviously this is a general reading, so these messages can go different ways. The main thing I would say to consider with this card is if you are considering working with this person or having them in your life in some capacity, is making sure that it's a situation where you both are feeling nourished and fed in a way. You know, and that can go various ways, whether it's work or a relationship. So it's something where you feel like it's a symbiotic relationship. They're filling your cup, you're filling theirs. It's going back and forth. You know, it's not a one-sided thing where they're draining you or you're using everything from them. You know, those types of relationships don't last very long, which is apparently what you just came out of. So this person may or may not be the right person for you. I feel like there's certainly, if they're really shy and really quiet, there's a lot more there than meets the eye. They're hiding they're not hiding anything. They're just very reserved. I'm hearing secretive, but it doesn't feel like it's because they have anything to hide. It feels like a defense mechanism. I feel like this is a person who's been picked on a lot in their life. And so they're quiet as a defense mechanism. You know, they're doing it to protect themselves because they don't want people coming at them and saying, well, you're this or you're that, or you're a freak, or you're a weirdo, or you're one of the sensitive types, you know, that kind of thing. So they don't want to hear it, you know, and they don't want to argue. They're not a combative type, even if they are a fire sign. Might have a lot of earth in their chart. Earth or water, I'm feeling. So this could be someone who is kind of sensitive, and because of that, they don't say a whole lot. And what I'm hearing is taking this person for a cup of coffee, you know, sitting down with them and saying, you know, we haven't really gotten to know each other very well, and I want to know you. I want to know a little bit more about you. But I think also it might take a few sessions of that. It doesn't feel like it's going to happen overnight. So however you're considering working with this person, and for some of you, I feel like this might be a subordinate, someone who reports to you, and half the time you're like, are you like emailing trade secrets to other people? Can I really trust you? It's a matter of knowing that it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time to get to know this person. They're not going to open up right away. And then noticing that dynamic, however this person is in your life. Are they taking from me? Am I taking from them? Are we having an even energy exchange? Does it feel balanced? Does it feel like a harmonious relationship? Because if it doesn't, then you can decide where you want to go from there. And, you know, ultimately that decision's up to you, because you got the Magician, which is really about knowing that you have all the tools at your disposal. You have the 4 elements there: earth, pentacle, water, cup, sword, air, sword, and fire, the wand. And you can make any outcome that you want. You can manifest your desires. You can make things happen for yourself. But at the same time, moving forward, this could be related to something else, or something that you're reluctant to start. With the Knight of Swords in reverse. Usually I see this card as going for it, of going for something. And in reverse, it feels like you're hesitant. There's something you're afraid. There's something you're afraid of. And what I'm hearing is it's being wrong. You're afraid of being wrong about something. So because of that, you're probably going within with the moon. It's just my cat. That, you know, with the moon energy, I feel like you have this dynamic with the tame side of you and the wild side of you that are kind of at odds, and you're not really sure where to go. And so that could also be in the not wanting to be wrong, not wanting to make the wrong decision. I feel like especially for some of you, you're coming off of a decision that didn't work. And it could be with this King of Pentacles person. So there's something that didn't work in the past and you're like, fuck, I really don't want to have another failure. I don't want another flop. I don't want to hear about it. I'm hearing from my mother or whoever. You don't want someone giving you a hard time because some idea you had didn't really work out. And so what I'm getting, the best remedy for that is the Eight of Pentacles. Now, card is also often known as the Apprentice. So with this, I often feel it's about doing something that you love doing. Finding something where you really enjoy putting in the work. Where you really enjoy that, in a way, the tedium of it. Of hammering away at that pentacle and making it into something, and being able to showcase your artwork to do something you're really proud of. And I'm hearing creative. So for some of you, it could be a creative opportunity that you're thinking of exploring. Because if it's something where you don't want to put in the work, then it may not be for you. So also death in reverse. Now, some people I know, there's a joke with this. There's some memes on Instagram. Death does not mean an actual death. It's transformation. So this card also relates to Scorpio. So it could also be you have a Scorpio in your life, but we're also the first half of this month in Scorpio season. And Scorpio season is all about transformation and change, which is what this card's about. So I feel like there's some resistance for some of you around this, that there's some transformation and you're like, oh God, what now? And I feel like some of you may be seeing 555. Around 555 usually means that you're about to have some change going on. If that's the case, call on your angels, call on your spirit guides, your higher power, whoever it is that you choose to work with, the spirits, the beings that you trust, the ascended masters. And just say, ask them, please, whatever change happens, please let it happen in a way that I can handle and let it be for my highest good. So that way, so you don't want something that's going to make you sick or it's going to be completely overwhelming. I mean, maybe that's something that's supposed to happen. But this card, it's in a way I feel you can't prevent the change from coming. It did show up in reverse. So there may be some of you that are trying to resist this bad boy as much as you can because you don't want that change, whatever it is. Or you're afraid of change in general. So I always find this card interesting because Death is riding in on his horse, right? Let's see, is it in focus? There we go. So Death is riding on his horse. He's carrying his banner. The king is dead. He's already dead. The Death already killed him. He's dead. You have the priest and you have villagers who are there. And they're kind of like, oh God, what's coming? And then right here, you have the sun rising, which is, these towers are very similar to the ones that are in the moon, by the way. And so the thing is, the sun is rising. It's a new day. And that's the other thing to keep in mind when it comes to the Death card, is that in a way, the change is already there. It's already happened. In the spirit realms, they don't really have a sense of time. And so if you're talking about something happening in the future, in a way, you're talking about something that's happening now. So I feel like, in a way, it might be helpful to you to consider whatever it is that you're resisting. It's already happened. And you can only prevent change for so long, is what I'm hearing. But, there are a lot of gold colored elements in this card. You have a lot of gold images. And so I feel like that means you're also getting a return of the light in your life. You're starting to see things a little bit clearer, maybe a little bit better than you did before. Don't know if you heard that, but that was my stomach. Okay. But it looks like you're still going to have some challenges because you have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So you could be dealing with someone who is not exactly generous. Possibly an earth sign. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But you could also be dealing with a water sign with the King of Cups. So Pisces. Sorry, my mind's blanking. Cancer and Scorpio. And, or it could be an overwrought emotional man. Again, I'm hearing Gemini. So it could be, someone who's kind of all over the place. Now, if you've been feeling like you've been having a conflict with this person, whether it's an earth sign or a water sign, somebody that you've had some conflict with. Now you've got the Five of Wands in reverse and the Seven of Wands in reverse. So you have conflict and defensiveness. Now both of these are in reverse. It means they're coming to an end, thankfully. So whatever conflict or issues you've had with someone, that's ending. And, you know, these are minor arcana cards, so they're temporary influences as it is. So if it's something that's just started, it's not going to be a super long influence in your life. Then you have the Seven of Wands, which means you also won't be feeling defensive forever because you're starting to see hope. You're seeing the light in the dark, which is great. You know, this is the time of year to see the light in the dark because the days are getting shorter, the nights are getting longer. We're about to go through a time change. You know, it may be seeming a little bleak sometimes, but it's a reminder that you're never alone in the universe. You are always accompanied by your spirit guides, your angels, whoever you work with, like your orishas, your lua, your bodhisattvas, your angels, your gods and goddesses. And I'm really feeling that for some of you, you may need to call on them more than normal at this time, whoever it is that you work with. And if you only work with your higher power, then call on your higher power. You also might be feeling some issues when it comes to your ambition in relation to this person. Why is that? So, don't let anyone else steal your power. With the Empress in reverse, the Empress is really, I see the seed of fertility and abundance. You know, she makes things grow. She is the seed of everything. You know, she's got the wheat, the greenery, the waterfall, like she's got everything. And so for those of you who feel like you're tapping into your feminine abilities, this is saying like, don't rob yourself or let anyone rob you of your feminine power, because we all have masculine and feminine energies in us. And Venus is retrograde until the 16th. So some of you may be feeling that energy of Venus feeling it's coming to a complete standstill, because of course the planets never stop moving. But what a retrograde means is that from our position on Earth, it looks like Venus has completely stopped moving. And so for those of you, there may be some of you who feel like someone in a way is trying to rob you of your femininity. And what I'm hearing is, don't let that shit happen. Don't let it happen. No one gets to rob you of your joy, of your feminine abilities, your femininity, your feminine qualities. You know, no one really gets to interrupt the things that make you, you. And it doesn't matter really what gender you were assigned at birth, what gender you identify with, what gender you are now. This can relate across the board. So don't let anyone put you in a compromising position. Don't let anyone put you in a position where you don't feel your full power, where you're not in the seat of your power. I feel like this is you and your power, and someone's trying to unseat you. And you don't have to be manipulative or cunning. And it could be this water sign or maybe the earth sign. But at the same time, sorry, that's my cat. No one gets to rob you of your creatrix energies, your ability to create things in your life, because the Empress is also about fertility, abundance, making things grow, making things happen for yourself. Because once you take your power back, you've got the 10 of Pentacles. You're able to build a life of prosperity and abundance for yourself. And you're able to find that stability and community and happiness the way that you want it, however you want it in your life. So that is your reading for November 2018, Aries. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you again next month.